Welcome back to Power Cave Training. I talked in my last video about hurting my shoulder and my glute and hamstring. So today's going to be a workout that I'm going to do mostly with bands. I've got different thicknesses of bands, different widths, different tensions, different handles, and I've got a couple different setups here. We do a lot of different shoulder exercises. Things you want to remember when you're doing rehabbing an injury or a weak point in your body is certain exercises are going to be too much, certain weight exercises will be too much. I like bands because I can control the tension. So if it hurts too bad, I can go a little bit easier, move it a little bit closer. It makes it just a lot easier to finish what I'm trying to do. There's other things that I've got added in. I've probably got 4 different programs I can do for my shoulders and upper body. So today we're just going to work on the bands. I can do kettlebells, I can do Indian clubs, I can do free weight exercises. And some things bother it and some things don't. I haven't tried push-ups yet, but some of the other movements with pulling and pushing haven't hurt as bad as anything cross body. So we're going to show that today. So we're going to start, and remember, just if you're going to go hard on a day of therapy, the next day has to be easy, nothing more than stretching. Yesterday I did my lower body. I rucked for a mile and then I walked for another half mile with no backpack on. And then I did some stretching and good mornings, a few exercises which I'll show in another video. So today I'm leaving the bottom part alone. We're going to go back to the top part. And we'll get started here. So first thing I'm going to show is just some easy exercises. These are kind of therapy exercises that you get if you go to a therapist. So I'm going to get with a different handle on here. So I'm going to swap that one out. Go with one of these guys. Move the camera over just a little bit so we can follow this whole thing a little bit smoother with if I have to keep moving it all the time. So this one is just when you get at a therapist, it's basically holding your elbow in and you're gonna move this out. And I don't want it to hurt real bad. I just want to get some movement in it right now. So I'm gonna do probably 10 or 20 of these. And usually one direction will hurt more than the other one does. So I'll show a cross body one, hopefully with the other one. So it'll go. And I can do both sides. And so what I'm gonna do is show one side of, use one side each way for the exercises. So I just did this way and now I'm gonna do this way. And these are not meant to be hard, at least this exercise isn't. All right, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go a little bit bigger here. And always check your bands before you start. Make sure there's no tears in them or little rips, because when they snap, it hurts. And even doing all the checking that I do on my bands, I've had a lot of them snap, and I've been fortunate not to get hit in the face with any of them yet, but there's always that challenge. Now, the other thing I can do with these bands is I can change the height on where I'm attaching them to my rack. Each different place makes it harder. And then with the handles, I can do things different ways. I can do it overhand, I can do it, I can do it this way, I can do it this way, backwards if I want to. So I vary it. I do it as much as I can vary, I vary. So what I'm going to show with this one, and I'm going to have to move the camera again because this is not quite where we're working right. So we're moving just a little bit more over this way. So we're going to come over this way. And what I'm doing is I'm going to try to pull this thing, and I'm trying to pull it up high, keeping it shoulder height. I'm going to try to pull it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten my arm out, and all I'm gonna do is be pulling with my back. So it's gonna look like this. I'm trying not to bend my elbow, I'm trying to lock it, trying to get the pull with this part here. And again, we're gonna have to adjust one more time here because I'm just not getting enough where you can see everything. I don't need to be that close to the rack. So it's gonna look like this. My arm's gonna be straight. And I'm just gonna try to pull my shoulder back. There's always gonna be a little bend in the elbow. It's a protective way our body protects itself. Now I'm going to move to the side, and to the side you'll be able to see it. I'll do a front and a back. So from the side, I'm going to come here, and I'm just squeezing my shoulder blade into my spine. The front looks like this. On the next one, I'm going to pull the band to my ear the best I can do. And I have a lot of pain in the shoulder, so it's going to be a little more challenging. But, so, I'm going to hold it up here, and I am going to bend my elbow. But I want to pull it up high. And I'll do the other side. You can tell when you get a healthy one, it's a lot easier to pull. So. All right, and then we're going to do, I'll show another version of doing this, which we could do with the rope. So either one of these handles are interchangeable here. So with the rope, it allows me to change my hand position. Now I'm going to take it wider this time. This is really a tough one for me, so I'm moving a little bit. So I can also go my hand this way. It's a big challenge either way. Now if I go this way from the back, this will be a lot easier for me because I got a good shoulder on this side. I'm going to reverse my hand again. All right, and then we're going to do an over the top one. So let's see if I can pull this guy over. So over the top is going to be straight down. Then this one's going to go over the top. Arm lock. Now I could change the handle grip if I wanted to. I could change this to, instead of pulling it down with my hand over, I can pull it with my hand under. Everything changes the way that thing hits your shoulder, so. And I could probably do the heavier one on this one. Even underhand, I could probably pull it. So the other one hurts a little bit more. All right, and then there's underhand, which we do with the rope or the handle. I switch it back and forth. Sometimes I use both handles and do 2 sets of everything. So, but this one we're gonna come underneath. So it's gonna be, and this one's very painful. Now when I get done with these, I feel pretty good. My shoulders don't bother me as much. I try to stay away from ibuprofen, or I won't take Tylenol at all, but ibuprofen I try to stay away from. If I use a very low dose, because I found out if I take it for a day or two, when I go off I get a rebound effect that hurts even more, than I want more because I'm in more pain. So I just try to, the movement's what's important. If you keep these shoulders moving, and we'll show some of the stuff you can do with that. So now we're gonna come back under here. All right, so then we go cross body with this thing. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a handle, and all I'm gonna do is pull my shoulder across. I'm not opening up my arm, I'm just using this part to pull. I'm up high on this one. I can switch down to this one, I can use the rope, and I'm just using the shoulder to pull. So when I do the underhand one, I can also change that, and I can just lock here and bring my shoulder up. And so even if I want to extend this out a little bit, I can, just that movement without letting my arm help is a big mover that way. So, and some of the other exercises I do will hit these a lot of the same ways too. So we're gonna take this guy and we're gonna go low to high. And then we're gonna do the same thing. Here I'm going out, and now we're gonna go over. We're gonna go overhand and just bring it out. And then I can do the same thing here. I can take it here all the way across. I can take it there, I can take them down, and that's would be a real challenge for my right side. So get it up, bring it down, bring it up, bring it down. Maybe over here. So we did the top one where we've gone under, we've gone top down. Now I can go top, underhand down with it. So we're gonna go underhand, pull it back. So you see with some of these, it gets harder doing certain things. Like this one here, coming up over the top of the shoulder, is painful. And you gotta be careful you don't snap or lose the band on it, where it comes out the side or hits you in the face or the ear. So that's some of the bands we've done so far. And there's as many exercises as you can think of, but I want to hit my shoulder in every way. So I want to rotate when I can. I want to get every kind of movement I can. So what I can do is I can take this guy and I can hold him out and just roll my shoulder. And with I can do the same thing here. So I just take this one and I can roll my shoulder. So these are one way I do my shoulders. I'll be showing more every time I do it. I'll do something different, hopefully. And what I want to do with these is every day let myself recover from it. I want to push it hard. I usually do 2 sets of everything. Go through this whole thing a second time around. And then the other thing I do a lot of is in a previous video is I do a lot of hanging. So if you look at my bar here, we'll set up for this real quick. And what I do is I'm going to get a little more of a front view here. So So again, I use straps when I do this, and I do that because I want to be able to hang on to it longer than my grip allows me to hang on to it for. So what I'm doing is just put these over the top of my bar here and lock through, and do the same thing over here. And then what I want to do is, I'm standing on boxes right now, so I'm not supporting my whole body weight. And I don't want to just jump in and support my whole body weight, because if my shoulder can't take it, it's going to be damaged a lot worse than it is already. So I stand on these boxes. Now if I wanted to, I could hang, I can move if it doesn't hurt. But I try to do this way, I try to move different ways and see how the joint feels, add a little bit more pressure as I go back and forth. Or do mini pull-ups. And that's just, you can feel that in the joint, you know, how much you can take. This is one of my warm-ups every day starting out, is just hanging from a bar. So hopefully those are some pointers you can use. We'll still do kettlebells. I have a whole kettlebell routine. I have another band routine I do on the bench, and with 20-inch bands. And then I have some just dumbbell work that I do. And I do Indian clubs, which I've made a video before. And I do the mace bells, but a lot of people don't have those. So we're gonna stick with kettlebells, dumbbells, the things that I know everybody has, and just show different ways of doing it. 20-inch bands you can get on Amazon. There's different sizes. I'll show them when I do those. And there's even mini bands that are 8-inch bands, and I've got those, and those are pretty cheap to buy also. So you can buy, you know, probably 10 of them for 30 bucks. So we'll use those too. So if you like what you see, subscribe. If you have any questions, hit the comment section. And again, hit the notification bell, and as I make more of these, you'll see them right away. So we'll see you next time on Power Cave Training. Keep working out.